This material comes in really handy when you're making mosaics. But what is it? Where do you get it from? And how much does it cost? Well, I can tell you, in a lot of cases, it won't cost you anything. I've been using it for a number of years now, so I thought I would answer those questions and more in this video. So I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, this particular product is called laminate. Now, some of you may or may not have heard that name before. There are other products that do use that word laminate. But in this particular instance, it pertains to this material here, which I think is like a polyester plastic material. Now, it is a clear, but on one side, which is this side here, there's a release liner, and on the other side, it's a clear self-adhesive material. So let's peel this off. Let's peel the release liner off, and you'll be left with the clear side, which has got the sticky on it. Now, there are quite a few advantages to using this particular product because it is clear and it is self-adhesive. If you have a lot of designs, like if you have a lot of, say, flowers to cut out, you have, 5, 10, 20 different flowers to cut out or different designs. The advantage of this is that you can cut out all your pieces and you can adhere them to this polyester material or this laminate, and then you can store them. So you can do it, a day in advance, a few days in advance, a week in advance, but it keeps them all together. So just to give you an idea, if we apply the center of the flower there, and then we apply the petals, and I'm hoping there's no glare on this, or if it is, it's very minimal. Now, just a quick tip. When you're designing flowers for your garden, or you're adding flowers to your garden or plants, or you're creating petals in a mosaic, it's preferable that you use odd numbers. And the reason is that it's more appealing. It's not as organized or orchestrated by using even numbers. So there's 7 petals here. If I was doing a design in a mosaic, I would use 3 flowers, 5 flowers, 7 flowers, 9 flowers. But I avoid using even numbers when it comes to things because it's more appealing if you don't. In most cases, that is. So that's just a little tip if you're interested. Now, one advantage to using this material is it's quite thick, so it stays quite flat. And the reason being is because it's around about 230, 250 micron, which is quite a thick material. So now what we'll do is we've put the flower down, so we'll just roughly cut it out, and it's very handy if you have a sharp blade and one of these safety knives. So we'll just roughly cut it up, and you don't have to be too accurate about that. And I don't know whose smart idea it was to do black tessera onto, blue tessera onto a blue background. I don't know whose idea was that, but it's not very clever. And I don't know why I said black, I really don't. So anyway, that's it. So we'll get rid of the material. Then we flip that over, and you can use your knife or your fingernail, whatever you want to use, and you just make sure it's adhered to the laminate quite well, because you really don't want it coming off. You really need to have them a very similar thickness, and also they need to be flat to work best because it's got a greater surface area than if they were not flat. So that's just also another little tip when you're doing this. Preferably the same thickness and also a flat surface. So it works really well with stained glass. Now what you do is, now that that's cut out, you can then number them if it's very important for them to go into exactly the same position in your design, and you can put them in a box and store them a while, store them for a short time, whatever you want to do. Now you do have to make sure that your tessera is very clean. If it's dirty or dusty, when you use this, it's going to go onto this and you'll find it's going to lose its stickiness. And the same as if you have a dirty work area, or a dusty work area I should say. Of course, no mosaic artist has a dirty or dusty work area, do they? And then, so if you do have a dusty work area, then you put your hand on that, and then you apply, and then you put your hand on the sticky stuff. The dust is going to come off onto the laminate, and that's not what you want, because now that has compromised the stickiness, and that is the downside to working with anything that has a self-adhesive to it. You can lose the stickiness on it. Now, another area where you can use this thing is in stepping stones. So I'm going to readjust the camera and show you how I would use it in a stepping stone. This is a stepping stone mold. Now, you can buy these online. They come in different heights, they come in different widths, and they come in different shapes. So there should be one for your needs if you choose to make a stepping stone. Now, I'm only going to give you a rough guide on this. This is not a proper tutorial. And as always, follow the manufacturer's directions on their molds, because some people say that you need to coat it with an oil. Some people say, you know, all different things about them. So go by what the manufacturer says. I'm not going to get into the actual specifics of it. I'm just going to show you how to use the laminate inside a stepping stone mold. And I've also put a piece of paper here to stop the glare. So just pretend that's not really there. Hopefully it's going to go away and you won't even notice it. Now, the laminate, you need to put it in your stepping stone mold. You need to make sure it's cut, or you need to cut it so that it fits very neatly on all sides of the actual stepping stone mold. Take that out, put your stepping stone away, or your mold away for the time being. You'd have your design on your board. So we're going to do what the previous clip was, the earlier clip. So you have your design on the board, whether you tape it or pin it down. You would then peel off the release liner. You would tape this down with the sticky side up. You would then do your tessera, the same as what we did on this one. It's all finished, ready to go now. You flip it over. You make sure that you adhere the tessera or the laminate to the glass so it doesn't fall off it, which it shouldn't. And then you get your stepping stone. You put it in, again, sticky side up, so the tessera is on top. And then you can then pour the concrete in halfway, apply, put some Rio in there as well, some Rio mesh, because that's going to give it strength, and then you put the rest of the concrete in. Now, there are many different ways on how to create a stepping stone, but I'm only showing you this particular way to use the laminate, because that's what we're talking about today. So where do you get the laminate from? Well, you get it from your local sign writer, or you get it from a display company or fit out company that does big graphic panels. Where the floor graphic is used for, the laminate, is used for places like supermarkets where you'll go in there and there'll be graphics on the floors. That's what they use, or this is one of the products that they use. Now, your local sign writer may or may not use this product, but if they do cold laminating, that's also a film that you can use. It's about 75 to 120 micron, and you can use that as well. So go down to your local sign writer or a display company or fit out company that does big graphic digital printing, and they will probably be able to give you the material, because it's going to be the last 3 or 5 meters of a roll. They can't use it, and it will probably end up as landfill because it can't be recycled. So make the contact with them, and that contact may also give you some other things further down the track, like offcuts of MDF, marine ply, polystyrene. They could be doing polystyrene, especially your large sign writers. They will throw out quite a bit of stuff that they can't use, so that could be to your gain. Now, you might have to sling them a few dollars here or there, but the chances are it's going to end up as landfill. They're just going to be happy to get rid of the last bits of rolls. And these laminates come in like a meter, 1200 wide, 1.5 meters wide. So if you happen to get the last 3 or 5 meters of it, that's an awful lot of laminate that you can use and put to good use. So it's upcycling. So go down, see your local sign writer. If you have any other ideas where you can use this, or maybe you're using a similar product, and maybe you're using contact, packaging tape, some people use that. I just find this is A really good product comes in fairly large rolls and you can cut off what you want. Then, drop a few comments down on the YouTube channel and let me know what you're doing. And so it's, you're letting everyone know, and you may have some other ideas. So I hope this has helped you. I hope you've taken something away from it, and I will see you on the next video. Enjoy. Oh, for the record, the white piece of paper didn't go away, no matter how much I wanted it to. See you on the next one. Enjoy.